overview of your dashboard. These are not real students, just FYI. These are demo students. And every day you're greeted with fresh data. We pull data from the student information system nightly, so attendance is updated, as are these other categories. As we know from research that if students miss 10% or more of school, it puts them at high risk of failing a class, which could put them off track of graduating high school. So sometimes if students are missing too many days of school and failing courses, they show up in the credit concern category. But also sometimes students just forget or don't know that there are certain classes they need to take to graduate from high school on time. For those students who set goals beyond high school, such as a 2-year or a 4-year college or university, they would show up in this category. And if your school district opts to include the Career Pathways module, those students who choose Career Pathways appear in this category. So these are the good news categories, and over time these boxes should fill up. And these are the cautionary categories, and hopefully over time these boxes empty out with students' names. It just helps to organize students you're focusing on by seeing this overall dashboard. If you want to drill down into student data in particular, maybe all of the seniors or all of students who have set a 4-year goal type, or are off track of a 4-year goal type or any other goal, you can sort them that way. You can sort them again by whether they're missing more than 10% of school. You could search them by their last name. Or as we've talked before, you could create these tags, which is different categories that you can create, and that helps you sort students in yet another particular or specific way. And then you have a list of students who are in those different ways of sorting them, and you can either print this list of students or just simply get a better idea of how you want to focus your work and triage around certain students. So for example, Beverly here is a senior and she's off track of graduating high school, as is Doreen, so these students are worth chasing down in the hallway. Other features and functionalities are setting the goals. As you know, as a courtesy, we establish the high school graduation goal and add 10 top colleges and universities that your students generally enroll in. For high school graduation, we establish what your graduation requirements are and the credit requirements. And like with any goal, if there are subject requirements associated with that goal, then the subjects are pulled from your course catalog and listed here. So for example, when a school sets a goal of maybe a career pathway, there will be certain courses that are associated with that goal. And the way to associate those courses is to simply add the new course that might be required for this career pathway and choosing it from your course catalog, assigning the number of units, maybe it's only a half a credit, and then creating that requirement. So that is, again, pulled from your course catalog, and these course requirements match up with your goal. That is often true, always true really, with particular colleges and universities. They may have a GPA requirement, course requirements, and this is where those subjects are associated with those goals. So that's the subjects tab. And finally, there are some reports that you can generate. You can see how many students are on track or where they have concern or whether they haven't set any goals at all, and particularly by grade segment. You can also see how by grade segment who's engaging and how often. That may be helpful to know. And then if you want to print an ongoing list of students that you have concerns about, or share this list with your multi-tiered student support team or any other college and career readiness team, these sorts of reports could be helpful. You can always add additional schools to your, if your district has a contract. You can add other educators, again by hitting the new button, simply their name, last name, and the email, and associate what school they are. The default assignment is the date that you establish the goal. And then if you want to click Create Report Employment, then they get an email. And then again, here are the tags that you can create Just create a name, associate it potentially with a school, but let's say it's honors, honors diploma, something along those lines. And as a tag, you can sort those students who are pursuing something like an honors diploma. And you can see how many students have been tagged or associated with a particular category that you've created. And again, that tagging sorting feature shows up here so that you can, again, just sort the hundreds of students that you are assigned to reduce the number to things that you're focusing on. Just want to point out again that everything that is blue is clickable, and if there's a plus button, that means that you can add more and edit categories. If you're adding a new course, let's say a fine arts or let's say piano performance course, you would associate that, of course, with fine arts. And if you have more than one course under that subject, you'd click on that the course and hold the command button if it's more than one, if it hits more than one requirement. I'm just making this up, but holding the command button allows you to associate with more than one course. Sometimes piano performance might be associated with orchestra, or it might also be associated with band, something along those lines, and then create that category. If you don't create the category, you've made a mistake, just close out of it and it will refresh. I believe that's all the features on the dashboard that we'd like to review. Again, the names are all clickable. You can drill down, see more detail on each of the students, and this is discussed in greater detail in another video. Thank you.